Succumbing to outside pressure, a Jewish event was canceled this weekend by the Jewish Federation in Los Angeles. The event exposed a greater underlying issue. Namely, is freedom of speech being squelched in America in deference to political correctness?
It's a windfall for all the anti-Semitic and anti-Israel groups because they've shown that the Jewish establishment can be intimidated and will back down in the face of threats.
That was the sentiment Sunday morning in Los Angeles when the Zionist Organization of America's guest speaker Pamela Geller, a popular blogger best known for her activism against the Ground Zero Mosque in New York City, was shut down last minute after pressure and threat of protests by several groups, including CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, MPAC, the Muslim Public Affairs Council, the Islamic Circle of North America, and Jewish Voice for Peace.
This is the shocking realization that Jewish-led leadership in this country would surrender to the Hamas-tied CARE.
They've succeeded in intimidating Jews. They're trying to succeed in intimidating, in shutting down free speech, speaking the truth about the dangers of Islam, and this is actually their bias and prejudice and hatred in action.
To come here now and to find out it was last minute canceled because Pamela Geller is considered controversial. Well, they had Beinart speak here, and they would have any Arab who wants to show his point of view, free speech to speak. So why can we not speak and have our point of view?
Not unusual for Muslims to come out and talk about Israel and to talk about Zionist Jews in the most derogatory terms. And you don't see Jews going out saying similar things about Muslims. Never has that happened. What we're concerned about is not to target the Muslim community, but just to target the problems of Muslim hate speech, of Muslim intimidation. This is what we have to be concerned about.
It's showing how the Muslims are succeeding, shutting us down, and getting Jews to throw other Jews under the bus.
This is not the first time the ZOA has faced cancellation due to pressure by outside groups.
We're seeing a pattern where Jewish organizations are afraid to stand up to Muslim radicals, and they are caving in. It's a very dangerous thing. If we don't stand up for our rights, no one will stand up for our rights.
Geller's scheduled presentation that morning was titled Islamic Jew Hatred as the Root Cause for Failure to Achieve Peace in the Middle East. But when the Federation caved to pressure, the organization was left on the street without a venue.
We're going to let the Jewish community know that Jews are silencing other Jews. They're shutting down free speech. They're not letting the truth be told, and they're more worried about appeasing Muslims and Muslim groups who are backed by the Muslim Brotherhood than acting to defend their own people, their own tenants, and Jews who came here on a Sunday morning because they really care about Jewish lives and Jewish safety.
CARE publicly applauded the Federation for the cancellation on their website.
You're a paranoid hate monger. You're a man of hate.
Confirming the Federation's alleged fears, a handful of protesters did show up. Not Muslim, but Jewish. They took the materials provided by the ZOA to create their own signs.
Excuse me.
Are you going to take this step?
No, this is
Sign. We don't want to touch your pennies.
When the ZOA reclaimed their materials, the protesters turned the tables and accused the ZOA of obstructing their freedom of speech, arguing that they should be able to use the ZOA supplies to promote their opposing view that Geller did not deserve to speak.
She's in the Southern Poverty Law Center's list of hate criminals. You go to their website, you can find out everything that she's done.
He's trying to turn Jews against Arabs and Arabs against Jews. They're trying to foment a race war in this country, and she almost succeeded in doing it in New York. And she was trying to bring her hatred out here to California, to Los Angeles, to our city, where we are trying to make peace, and we're trying to work on getting peace between Israel and Palestine.
But Geller dismisses both their accusations and those from others, saying their insults and labels are merely attempts to marginalize her view and silence her voice.
they don't like my narrative. I don't know why. I would defend to the death their right to say what they say. Why shouldn't everybody have that right? Why shouldn't everybody live free?
Ultimately, the event continued uninterrupted at a different location.
I'm not anti-Islam. I'm not anti-Hindu. I'm not anti. I don't care what you worship. I don't care if you worship a stone. Just don't stone me with it.
The Jewish Federation of Los Angeles declined to comment on this issue, and CARE did not return JN1's interview requests. But one thing is certain. Whether or not one agrees with the speaker or subject matter at hand, it is a dangerous trend when intimidation trumps freedom of speech, especially here in America, land of the free, home of the brave. For JN1 in Los Angeles, I'm Laura Berman.